Alright, welcome back to Swede's Adventureland. I'm sorry to say that our Minecraft RL series may be put on hold because the server owner basically messaged Merrick, who's my friend, and she knows one of the server owners, and this server owner messaged her and said that the server would go through a little bit of a reconnaissance. So it's kind of close. It's kind of like it's open right now, but it's like really laggy and it's going through a lot of things. Like they're thinking about wiping the server, which will be unfortunate, but that means we'll have to start over from scratch. So that may be fun. Get the series a little bit more like building back up to where we were. But I'm going to have to do some. I'm going to have to do something while I wait for that server. It should take like maybe a week, so we'll have like 7 episodes cut out. So I do want to still upload daily videos of gaming. Still waiting for someone to tell me how to connect a laptop to an Xbox. That'd be great if you could put it down in the comments. For right now, we're just going to be working on some creative projects on my official server. You can join this official server if anybody's interested. You can say down in the comment section if you're interested in joining. It's survival, SMP, but of course there's also creative projects. If you earn my trust and you prove yourself not to just immediately like nuke a bunch of houses, then you'll be able to I'll give you creative permissions to build your house. On this server there are currently 5 people and they're all my friends, so it would be best if you are going to join to not be an absolute troll, and we'll trust you to build your own base in creative. That's what my friends do. Not really. It's mostly just like doing creative projects, but also there's once we get enough people, we're definitely going to start doing RP, because I'll show you the village in another video, but it's basically looks like a cyberpunk city, because every time someone wants creative privileges, they just convert one of the village houses into a giant cyberpunk skyscraper. So it's going to be probably a cyberpunk slash Japanese futuristic RPG. So kind of like an anime RPG, and we may add some mods later if people are interested. But what are we going to be doing today? Well, I made a video a while ago about Swede's Adventureland, the S and the A, and I talked about how this park existed a long time ago and how I try to like rebuild it, like make it better, because this is kind of, I'll show you the park in a second because we're going to walk through, because over the next few episodes of this series, we're going to be adding stuff to it. We're going to make the park look nicer, and it's going to be a little bit of a to-do list, because this park has basically been inactive for like 3 years to this point. So it's been about 3 years since since anything has actually been added to this park. So I kind of wanted to revisit it and see if more people are going to start using this server, maybe we make the park look a little bit nicer, because people are going to be like, what the heck is over here, and all this. So for this episode, we're going to walk through the park and we're going to see if there's anything that needs to be added, and if there is something, we'll write it down in this to-do list right here. So I'm going to walk through the park and we're going to add to-do lists for our park. So I guess number 1 is get a detection officer, a named villager. So I'll just say employees, and we'll just put like named villagers here, since named villagers can't really despawn. And I guess that'll be the best thing. That'll be like a good step 1. But I do want to start building stuff, and since we're in creative, obviously. But I do like the fact that during my first Swedes Adventureland playlist, I actually started updating some of these houses, because these things really didn't have. They were just like, they had no interior decor. So we like tried to theme them. Like this is themed to like a campfire, and obviously it's got like it's got a fire effect up here, like a fiery roof. We made this into like a little juicery cafe, added a little margarita thing up there with an umbrella, and we made it like a little juicery. You can come inside, it's like a little bar here. And I think that we could do it to all of these buildings. Obviously some of them have been themed, like this one is called the Boozing Juicing Jamboree. I think that's a pretty good thing. This is the Halloween store, obviously for festivities, and it's called Tricks or Treats, and it doesn't have any merchandise, but of course, obviously, most of it is just bare bones, because the series wasn't getting a lot of views, and I just decided that it would be best to just scrap it because it wasn't getting enough views. But I am going to just continue this series for 7 episodes just until the server, the RLCraft server that we've been playing on, gets its stuff together. So this is the bouncy house. I showed you guys how it works, but basically you climb up these ladders, and then yeah, you just bounce around because it's slime blocks, and you can actually climb up here, and you can jump on this up here, and then you can jump off, and then jump off, and it's just something you can bounce around in. Just a basic bouncy house. It doesn't have a name, so I guess number 2 should be naming unnamed attractions. Yes, so naming unnamed attractions. So there's a lot of lights, so obviously if we find a dark section of the park, like right here, I guess, yeah, this is a dark section, so lighting, proper lighting. Let's do proper lighting, because obviously lighting can be good, it can be like redstone torches and be garbage, so proper lighting. So yeah, let's start wandering around here. Oh, that's a dead end, and that is a dead end too. Alright, so that's another thing. Closing off dead ends. Alright, so let's begin by going, actually we should go look at the park map. So we have the park map up here, and I just want to tell you guys, I didn't show the entire park last, my few Swede's Adventureland videos we did, because we didn't really get to it, but I just wanted to point out a few things. Number 1, yes, I know this coaster right here, this red coaster right here, kind of looks like something suggestive, you know, with 2 circles and a long shaft-looking structure here. I know it kind of looks suggestive, but I just want to say we had no idea. We just put in 2 helix structures because I thought it was really neat for the coaster to go around in a circle. We had no idea it was going to look like this, but I guess lesson learned. Because when we made this coaster, we made it a little bit more nicer, and we just put like 1 big circle instead of 2 smaller circles. So we learned our lesson a little bit. So anyway, you can see it's broken up into sections. So this is the Congo village. It's basically like obviously jungle adventure themed. So it's Swede's Adventureland, named after my friend Swede, and it's Adventureland. It's supposed to be like adventurous, and so yeah, this is the Congo forest. It's got like a river adventure, and it's got a roller coaster that goes through the river. This is Arcana Hill. It's basically like arachnophobia. It's based on Arachnid Hill is basically we've got a scorpion coaster, a spider coaster, and some other attractions here. Then you go into Trader Town. You have the bridge. You have Snake Spin, Tide Pods, which is hilarious name. My friends named some of these coasters, and they thought Tide Pods was pretty funny. So Tide Pods, and we have also Mean Bean and Little Bean. I'll show you our park mascot in just a second, but we do have a park mascot, a little baby fox named Bean. And then if you cross the bridge over the water, of course you'll get to what I've not figured out a name for. It's like a forest area. It's got like a flying coaster, a coaster called Sea Dragon, and of course this over here is going to be like an aquatic area, because we've got a coaster called Seahorse, and there's an aquarium that's under construction. So I guess one of the other things I wanted to say is that finish the aquarium, because there is an aquarium, but of course it's not finished because construction was like paused for like 3 years, so haven't got around to fixing it. So of course we're gonna have to fix up the aquarium a little bit. But let's walk through the park a little bit and see if there's anything that, you know, needs to be named or looks not terrible. So first we'll start with Jungle Express, the first coaster that was ever built. It goes into that tunnel over there. It's got a nice little tunnel, and it basically just goes around the entire of the Congo forest, goes through it a little bit, goes through tunnels, goes over a river. It's a pretty good, guys. It's actually a pretty nice coaster, I'll tell you what. So if we go to, so of course the Congo forest is all this big forest. There's other attractions in the forest, but they're accessible on the other side. Write down in the comment sections if you think there should be a bridge or like a pathway through the forest, or you think it's good if we just walk around the forest and walk around through other areas. So if we go from Jungle Express and we walk to the left, we'll get to Arachnid Hill. We'll get to the Scorpion Coaster with this really cool logo for the coaster with a giant S for Scorpion. And it's a pretty nice coaster. You go up there, you go through a loop, you go through another inversion, and then you go through some twists and turns before coming back to the station. It's called Scorpion, pretty nice hanging sign here. You go up into the coaster pavilion. Then, of course, to get to the rest of Arachnid Hill, you go underneath the Scorpion Coaster. Don't want people to get hit by the coaster. That's not good for ratings. And we've come across another issue. Let's say there's a silly little park guest who just decides to cut the path and they fall into there. We don't want that, so of course I'm going to say close up holes in 7 safe pathways. Actually, I'm going to roll that into close up holes because we don't, if there can be holes outside of the pathway, but we don't want it anywhere where the guests are walking. So of course we're going to have to try and close up that little thing there to make it more, because it runs into the river that goes into the Congo Forest. As you can see, the coaster runs right through it. So it is, see, there's the Jungle Express coaster and there's the river ride. We'll get to that in a little bit. But we're just going to run through a little bit. Here's Unicorn Spider, another friendly name. And we've got a bunch of shops here that really do need some interior decoration. So of course, interior decor is another thing on our list. So interior decor. And we just walk through here. Of course, this has lighting in it, so that's good. We've got a little carousel here. We have a little house here. This can become another shop if we wanted it to. So yeah, we got 8 finish shops. Don't have just blank shop buildings here. And let's move on down through here. Arachnid Hill. We're going down the hill to Beantown. So we've got another Congo Forest attraction. We'll talk about that once we get back. Oh, hello, Mr. Enderman. How are you doing today? He's pretty fine. So we're at Beantown. Beantown is basically just, you got a little kiddie coaster here called, I think it's called Little Bean. Oh, it's called Bean Jr. Bean Jr. coaster. We've got a big wooden coaster called the Bridge. This thing needs to be named. It's got, well, it's named the Bridge, of course, but like it needs a sign, so we need to put a signs. Naming signs. And then we have the Bean Coaster. So let's follow this little pathway here to the Bean Coaster and really hope he hasn't despawned. Oh boy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. It's Bean. He's the mascot of the park. This little fox right here. Bean. And here's his coaster, Mean Bean. It's got some good inversions right here. Twists and turns all over the little forest back there. Alright. Like I said, we need to make our pathways a little more safe. We already got that as on the to-do list. Let's go over to the Congo Forest. So if we get to the Congo Forest, we have Snake Spin, which is really cool roller coaster design. You go up the ladder, and then you ride the coaster through 2 loops and back into the station. I think it looks pretty cool. We got Tide Pods, the hilariously named spinning coaster. It's pretty cool. We have 2 big rides right here, and I'm actually going to fly for these because these are huge. First, we have Congo King, the tallest coaster in the park. That is a mega, that is humongous. It's the tallest coaster in the park. As you can see, that coaster is also pretty tall, but it's the tallest coaster in the park, so of course it's called Congo King because it's the king that watches over its forests. And of course we have the gigantic river ride. So you start in the station, you go up. This has soul sand, so of course it's going to push the boat up the hill. You go all the way up here, go around, and then fall off this giant ledge in your boat back to the station. Pretty cool, pretty basic river ride, but still, the fact that it takes you up that high in a boat is pretty cool. Let's go over here. Let's keep walking. Obviously got to make this path a little bit more safer. But now we're going to be heading over to the unnamed section of the park. So when we're naming things, we're going to have to name this section of the park. So this is called Cannonball Plunge. And basically, you start right here. Actually, no. You climb up to the top. So you follow this ladder all the way up to the top. This is the train coming back to the station. Once you come back down this huge hill, back to the station, and that's how you get off. But how you get on is you go all the way up this ladder, all the way up to the tippy top, and basically when you get up here, you're gonna get on a cart, and it's gonna shoot you down this gigantic hill, and you're gonna launch off, and then you're gonna hit the landing platform down there, and then go all the way back up this hill, down this hill to the station. It's a pretty cool coaster, and it's called Cannonball Plunge because, of course, you're plunging down and then you're being launched like a cannonball. So it's pretty cool. And we got Merrick's Boomerang. I just mentioned Merrick's earlier in the video, one of my friends. This is named after her. Quick boomerang coaster. Go up this side, then up this side, then up this side, and back and forth a few times before then you get off when you get bored. This is called Dragonfly. I think this has a name as well. Yep, there we go. Dragonfly. Go up, go down, around, go in a little squiggly line, and then come back down to the station. Pretty cool. We have Seahorse. That's the big purple coaster over there. We looked at it on the map. It's the second of the big coasters we made. I hope it's named. Let me see if it's named. Please be named. Oh, it's called Sea Dragon. Interesting. I thought it was called Seahorse. Maybe that other coaster. I think one of them is called Seahorse. So this is called Sea Dragon. Big coaster back there. Let's go over here to the aquatic. What's probably going to be the water park. We're going to make a water park. And this is called Seahorse. So you go up here, you go through an inversion, go back up, and then you do the whole coaster in reverse. So I think that's pretty cool. And this is the unfinished aquarium. There's like a little tank here, a big tank here, and you know, it's just a building that's kind of just based off of an aquarium, and as you can see, it's unfinished because we stopped construction, obviously. So yeah. That's pretty much actually no, we have one more section of the park to go through, and then it'll be the end of our quests. So I guess another thing to put on our to-do list, build water park. Build a water park. Because we need we need this aquatic section. Because we have an unfinished aquarium and a roller coaster ride, we need a little bit more for our water park than just one attraction and an aquarium, which I guess you can count as an attraction. So I forgot to mention this. This is like the desert town. We call it Silk Road because, you know, like the classic historical Silk Road trading zone area. You come up here. This is called Hyper Viper, which is good because hyper coasters in real life are coasters that are over 200 feet tall. This coast, even though Minecraft goes by the metric system, this is still 200 feet tall because technically it is as tall as a 200-foot coaster in Minecraft would be. So it's a hyper coaster. And deserts are known to have snakes, so Hyper Viper. And this is the coaster that kind of looks like, kind of suggestive, it kind of looks like a little dingle-dongle. But anyway, these shops, they're pretty much lit up. They just need to be, you know, they need to have stuff in it, and they need to be named. So we do need names for a lot of things. So that's a pretty good overview of the park. I say one thing we need signs that are like this way to these other attractions. So we need park signs. That's what we need. So anyway, that is going to do it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys what we're going to be doing for the next few episodes while we're waiting for the AutoCraft server to come back online. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. And of course, let me know down in the comments if you have any suggestions for this series. Obviously, if you think it's boring, I'm sorry, but I just really cannot be on the server right now because it's laggy. And we'll try and get back to the server in a week, hopefully, as soon as everything goes through. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. As of course, everyone have a blessed day, and as always, toodaloo!